What? Hello, I'm Robert Norris. This is the back door to my shop that my son changed the lock on, but I now have a key for entrance into my grade A welding shop. This is the back door and the office door here. I'm going to just do a walkthrough video to show what I believe is my son Anthony Norris obstructing my entrance into my building. And there's a restraining order, temporary restraining order, and a injunction against him preventing me from entering this building. That's my office there. That's my desk. Over here is the East Bay, which is by agreement my son and I entered into. This East Bay is my space for doing my projects. Once again, Tony, by an injunction, is not to obscure or move any of my property or touch any of my property or change the location. That is a forklift that he has parked in front of that project right there, which prevents me from moving it or working on it. And I believe that he is obstructing or outside the requirements of the temporary restraining order. This is the East Bay, and it is full of my projects that I have been collecting for many years. And by our agreement, I was to go ahead and come over onto the East Bay after he returned back to Fond du Lac here and work on my retirement projects in here. That truck has been a project of mine for a number of years, been pretty much in this bay, and it has now moved way back, and I don't have access to it because I can't move it because this is parked there. I'm going to just walk up here very quickly. That's some of the equipment. This is all my personal property. Everything in the shop is my personal property except a few things that Tony bought since he came back here almost 3 years ago. This is the East Bay. And on the other side of this wall right here, that partition, there's an equal size, what we call the West Bay, and by agreement, Tony and I entered into an agreement. I would give him my business that I retired from, and he would come back to Fond du Lac and operate grade A welding out of the West Bay, which is this bay right here. This is the partition between the two. This is all the equipment, my material, my equipment. That's the west wall of the West Bay. There's a storage above there which I have exclusive rights to. The only thing Tony got by our agreement was the West Bay. I did not give Tony any equipment or any tools. This is all material that was in stock here, and he's used a great deal of it, of which by our agreement he is to reimburse me for or replace it at fair market value. That's my equipment. These are welders, shelving. Those are Tony's toolboxes. All but one is mine. That welding table right there has been mine for about 40 years. This is my equipment. I gave Tony no equipment. This is my welder. That's my pedestal grinder. That's my air compressor in the corner. That brake press right there, apron brake, I bought from Carl Manowski probably 35 years ago. My property. That's my metal shear. All my equipment, Tony is claiming is his. I'm now going to walk up into the front office, what I call the West office, which also is exclusively for my use. I have, for a number of years, collected car parts for my retirement projects, and I've kept them and stored them in this office. This is about a 24 by 50 foot room, and you can see it is absolutely full of thousands of parts. Sorry for the disorganization, but the last couple of years of my life have been helping Tony get the business going, and have really gotten away from my projects. Over here, once again, car projects. Also planned for this room is a 1950s soda fountain. I intend to put, that's a 1950s jukebox right there. My intention is to develop a 1950s soda fountain in here with bar stools and a jukebox and that sort of thing, decoration. But for the meantime, right now, this is all stuff that will complement my gas station outside. That's a 1946 Cushman scooter. Those are porcelain signs. One that the red and white one does in fact belong to Tony. He bought that. I also have all these other things that will complement my soda fountain and things that will complement the gas station, 1950s gas station that is outside. Over here you can see many car parts. These are all vintage lights. And here is one of my problems. You will note that this door is locked from the inside and I cannot access it from the outside. I have a key for it, but it won't open from the outside. And if it did, I would have difficulty accessing this room and my parts in this room from here, from outside, because of what you see outside. He has the entire, that's my Coke machine out there, part of my gas station memorabilia project. Those are the gas pumps out there, obscured almost from vision because of what Tony has done. He has pretty much locked it up. These are his vehicles. That's his stove, that's his car, that's his truck. Those are my piers, that's my trailer, and that's his truck. That's my cabinet. Tony put all this stuff out here to block my filling station, which is widely publicized, very popular, and he is obstructing the access to it. I believe he is not in compliance with his restraining order. I'm going to turn this off now and walk outside.
Right, you're not recording. Are you recording?
Is it? Okay, this is once again Robert Norris. I'm on the outside now of my filling station in my grade A welding property building, and I want to show you some things that have taken place out here, and I'll be just about done. So those are my spark shields or grinding shields that I made many years ago. Tony has on both of these, you can see that closed to public. Tony, without permission, has, and he's, by the way, not to change the location of any of my property or do anything to my property, he has painted both of these closed to public because he is showing a horrible aggression toward me by obscuring access to my filling station. This right here is the front of my filling station. It starts with that fire hydrant, and there's an old tire rack and a Coke machine, which is part of the awnings above there, and you can see the Texaco up there above and Texaco up here. That is my gas station, the face of the building that I've worked on for parts for those for many years, and have been collecting petroleum. Put that sign up there if you would. I'm going to just have her, this is a sign, that a piece of plywood that Tony painted and put up here. It was up here for a few days, and it, notice it says very rudely, go away, no photos, go away, no trespassing, welding business only. And then down the corner you will note owner Anthony Norris and his signature, and it says not Cowboy Bob. I am Cowboy Bob, and Tony knows that I have a number of car clubs that have intended to come here, and we've had weddings here and many are scheduled, and he is totally obstructing the view to this gas station from Highway 45, which is out there. You can lay that down again. From here now, you can see the vehicles that he's got parked here. There's a green truck up there, and that bluish gray car, and this truck, all vehicles that are owned by Tony. He has put them here to obscure my gas station and prevent me from entering the building from the front, which he knows where all my parts are. That is my trailer. It's a 24-foot steel trailer, utility, which I have 3 of that I built a number of years ago. Those are the gas pumps and the island that were put in, and pretty much the main item on my gas station, almost obscured from the highway, which is right out there. And you can see how locked up. That's Tony's camper trailer he just recently got. This is my AEAD portable welder, and you will note it is locked, preventing my access to it. I don't think he can do that. Also, by our agreement, he is also to the same guy that has done my lawn care for over 25 years is still serves grade A welding, and Tony, by our agreement, is to maintain all the overhead, which is including waste management, that's what this is. You can see that lock right there, and you can see this lock over here. And this dumpster serves both my shop, the building here, and that home back there. That's my residence. So once again, Tony is obstructing and preventing the access to this equipment. This is the island that contains 1950s pumps, all retro, all stuff that is part of my project for many years. That is my pickup truck. That's Tony's stuff right there, the barrels and the stuff that he put there to prevent people from even parking next to that stuff and taking a picture. There have been dozens and dozens of photo op shoots here, photo and weddings here, and people are scheduled to come and they can't get here, and I don't have any way to contact these people, and I feel so terrible about it. This stuff, I believe, needs to be gone, and I'm going to have my attorney take care of that for me. I just wanted to document this. That's Tony's red truck. I'm just walking up. That's my 1950 Ford, which is part of the display of my